Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another riveting, another amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Site Defender of the Fatherland, off here to 2 vs 2 on Rails and Metals. The setting is a 1944, somewhere in Hungary. A vital rail line is under assault here by the Red Army under the command of Baoliang and VonIvan, fighting here for the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. Charged with smashing the fascists apart in the south, they got Prince's Spears. And Hanyang Erika Noob Univ, we'll just call him Hanyang, fighting here for the German army of Deutschland, the Feldherrn Panzergrenadier me got VonIvan here straight off with tank hunter tactics, Baoliang with armoured assault, sword industry and counterattack tactics, fortifications, breakthrough and spec ups here for spears. And we got Hanyang here with spearhead, Jaeger infantry and Jaeger armor with Panzerfaust infantry, Panther bulletins. Lots of penal and mines there for the Russians with a B for bulletins as well there for Baoliang. We got engineers sending out here with him. On top of the penal trooper on the way. Both players are going to go there for the penal trooper build opening. Going to set an aggressively though, of course, with VonIvan. It doesn't quite fully up though. Does have some control there with his tank and tactics. Builds up into see how he's going to exactly make that work or how much he's going to make it work. For the Germans, we have no sign of doctrines there yet, just infantry moving out there for the German army. We got the MD42 moving up here with pioneers on the way further forward. It's going to lead all the way back here, sort of connecting up territory. Ensuring that spears, they can just move straight for the fuel point without having to grab this little point, which is rather awkwardly positioned. But up here, pioneers holding up the point here, stand to fire from Baoliang's engineers. Oh, here we got full systems running for the field or victory point there. VonIvan's conscripts are desperately trying to seize it, but the German army is having absolutely none of that gun. Clearly aggressive, and we're using a bit of cheese play there with sandbags and barbed wire to try and catch him up. If he can walk, he can retreat, and there you go. Only one man makes it out of there. Rather cheesy play there. Being one conscript there to retreat. Got engineers standing about here in the west. We got pioneers wiring off the trenches there, at least access to them. From one angle, Gunnersman against engineers backed up by an MD42, penal troops and engineers moving on the west side with more penal troops on the way there for Baoliang. And we got full system pioneer as the penal troops there with a trot on the way for spears. Hanyang there with double grenadiers, MD42, 3rd grenadier squad on the way here. Up north we got the engineers as the grenadiers, was meant to outmaneuver them. Nice play there by Hanyang, pushing back the engineers. 3rd grenadier squad on the way there for Hanyang as well, who is a very high ranked player, top 10 I believe with most factions. And 2 vs 2, so fun little note there. Aggressive play here overall, trying to maneuver and just pressure his opponent, going here in this case for the cuff point as well, as other forces preoccupying there Baoliang's front line. Nice play though out here, getting cut running into measure there with Baoliang's reinforcements to the front here. A Strafnigi squad does send the Grenadiers packing most likely in a few moments, and the Grenadiers will be taking too much damage, so they won't be able to stall him. They gain to safety, they're down to just 2 men, so it's likely just going to retreat here soon enough in the end. We got the trap moving up there for spears. Fulso standing about here. Sturmpioniere versus engineers. And up here we got the engineers sitting out there for Baoliang. More penals on the way for him. And VonIvan is committing also to heavily penal troopers there. Attack continuing up with the Grenadiers, but not occupied that left the house. They're probably just keeping track. Oh, man suppressed them right before they popped the South Shafts. That was really close there for Hanyang. That was really close. We got more Grenadiers there on for him. Got 4 squads of Grenadiers here. Pioneers, we got this covering fire as well there. Probably going to rush into the penal troops, keeping them suppressed here, since units are suppressed. Will basically still remain suppressed in most cases. They take far from most other units, since most units provide a tiny bit of suppression, but it's never enough to suppress a unit. But on the other hand, if a unit is already suppressed, it's usually enough to maintain said suppression. Spears at again here with a 1 all that on the retreat path to try and block or slow down, to try and increase the chance of wiping out, but in this case it doesn't really do much. Penals are there running out, taking heavy damage in the spears, Sturm pioneers. In the southeast, Volkskriegs are finding out here as the penals and contras there from VonIvan. Some heavy gun lines in there, going to grenades, going to force VonIvan out in the open, further increasing the damage. In this case, the Volkskriegs are not going to last much longer inside the house, so it might slightly backfire there in spears. As the penals will just rush ahead up here. Got Grenadiers and MD42s just laying down a hairfire against Baoliang. Baoliang is struggling to make much of an impact, and he might overall want to consider actually trying to outmaneuver Hanyang, in particular trying to outmaneuver the machine gun rather than tagging head on into it, as that is rather playing to the favor here of Hanyang. The Hanyang, of course, is paying a high price for the territories he's gaining. Nonetheless, if he can hold it, it's not going to matter too much. In the south, though, VonIvan has secured the territory. Should probably consider laying down some mines and other bits as fast as possible before the second wave there from Spears moves ahead, unless Spears decides to break off and attack elsewhere. MD34 opening up here. Spears has brought up his own support weapons. They got mines up here, in fact. Good work there by VonIvan. No tech there for so players. Got medics on the way there, but no attempt to say some higher state of technology that could possibly involve light vehicles or tanks. And we can see that Hanyang in the west end falls back here, leaving just a single enemy squad to hold off against Baoliang. If Baoliang decides to attack ends here, might be that Hanyang's hoping that Baoliang has learned his lesson. And admittedly, he probably hasn't. He's going to try his luck again, in which case Hanyang could very well lose. Then, of course, another attempt here with the cheesy sandbag strategy there to block off the tree path. Got touch RT. There we go, blows off the entrance, but takes heavy damage in the process here. It's going to have to hold over one of the sides in the retreat. Pretty close here. Note while he merged the counter with the penal troop and gets up a wipe there. Quite nasty there for VonIvan, who's going for more penal troopers here to replace the casualties suffered to the fascists as Spears continues forwards. In the centre here, penal troop being reverted here, and we can see Baoliang is slowly approaching, but he's also not just blindly charging in. He's a bit worried about the machine gun. He's not sure if it's still there or where it is, so he's going for a much wider approach here to ensure he does not run into the machine gun and just gets the entire thing stopped again. Bit of flanking attempt here by VonIvan, just to try and take head on into Spears. He's sort of trying to outmaneuver very slowly, not bad. Consolidation holding up around the victory point. Northern fuel point secured. There you go, Pinto charging in, machine gun about to set up. He's going to probably go for the satchel charge here. Had been able to be a bit faster, could actually probably guard the machine gun before he was able to set up in the first place, meaning he couldn't get it out of the house before the set charge. But all that, of course, been huge there for VonIvan, but didn't quite have the time for it. North, he almost got the fuel point, more troops heading out there for VonIvan. And we got the 2-2 there for Hanyang. Very good, it's going to allow him to play more aggressively and more flexibly across the map. Usually a very good tool there to press your opponent. So there we go, 2-2 done for Hanyang. Just going to give him some mobility. Take it for Baoliang, so the Group of Chain Command obviously here for the second guard's mechanized corps as the Feldherrn Harley continues to fight onwards. Strafny going for the flank here. Nice work. Troops moving up against penal troopers, more moving up in the other side. I'm trying to flank them around here, get the machine gun on the side. Very good, though the question is, can Baoliang pull it off? There's still a lot of infantry covering the flank, and that's out charged off, forcing away here from the cover, and more importantly destroying the cover as well. But still a lot of Germans and no meat tools to deal with. He lacks any machine guns himself or artillery, so he can't easily punish this. Now we got the 2-2 up here as well, so good for Baoliang, though. He's got the T-70 down almost soon. I can't get it soon. VonIvan has yet to take up. He just continues onwards here, pressuring Spears here and forcing him away. 2-2 on the move there, 1 kill. And there you go, T-70 for Baoliang. T-70 on the way. Hanyang might have already taken up here, or is he? Nope, not taking up there at all. Instead going for more pioneers to help repair and probably do some other business. Anti-tank rifle of Baoliang's penal troopers to increase his anti-vehicle capability versus the fascist vehicles. In the south, VonIvan is struggling here with Spears dug in position here by the trenches, which is certainly looking more and more like a large barbecue pit. Troops reinforcing, Thyssen about to hit. VonIvan is yet to take up. Of course, he might have planned to restrain also the mechanized armor company. Certainly a possibility here for VonIvan. Strafnig against the Volksgrenadiers by the victory point. And the point next to the victory point, the other point. But now Baoliang is about to hit here with full force. Got the T-Sun on the way here in the south. Pimps were dealing with the Volksgrenadiers. Has a charge going off there as well. Lots of explosions. And closing on the 10-minute mark, but no players yet to commit to a doctrine besides VonIvan. And VonIvan has, well, yet to really make anything of it. Instead, the other players runs and the 2-2 opening up in the T-70, which is only a light tank and thus is not exactly made for breaking through fortified positions like Hanyang's there. In the south, we've got a big push as well for Hanyang, trying to outmaneuver here and push possibly against VonIvan, put more pressure here. And over at this stage, Baoliang might just want to consider attacking elsewhere rather than constantly rushing forwards through here, because at this stage, Hanyang is going to be very much prepared for it. So It'd be better for Baoliang, I think, to try and attack where he isn't expected, rather than, you know, where there's more or less a welcome mat out and a machine gun sort of, you know, nicely sighted on it. But Baoliang is determined to pull through, no matter the cost. No matter the sacrifices he has to force his men to commit to. Do not worry, comrades, many of you will die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make, and willing to force you to make. Pack 40 on the way here for Hanyang. Spears here with nothing further. Got the scrap hunter quarters up already. German saying 10 rounds initial fuel lead here against the rations. Very good. That is certainly how they want to do it. Hit the fuel hard and of course deny the allies as much as possible. They're being held down with machine guns. In fact, we got 2 MG-34s for spears to just further deter any head-on assaults. And certainly that overall is the current tactical approach here for the Soviets. Head-on assault with not much in terms of, shall I say, changes. Then we got a T-7 as well for VonIvan, but now right now the centre's theoretically open. So I mean, if VonIvan were to sort of switch through here and attack this way and then up into Hanyang's position, while then Baoliang attacks from the north here, they might actually be able to break one of them. Of course, Spears will probably attack, but if they can do it with sufficient force, they could push off Hanyang and then turn on Spears. So I think that would be the soundest approach to possibly attempt here. But there you go, T-702 in here for VonIvan engaging Spears troops out in the open. Okay, now on the Spears. And comes with there being assaulted by a lot of folks who've got Syndicate North forcing away from Ivan's troops there. His tank hunter's rather lacking tanks to hunt at the moment. Of North here, going to lose out. There's the T-70 here. We got the Pack 40 though, far from the front line. We got the troops moving in, and meanwhile up north here, I mean, Hanyang mostly just seems to be buying time here against the T-70, ensuring that Baoliang can't push too fast. But it's coming at high cost here to the against the T-70 high cost indeed. In the south, you can see here that Spears lines are holding apart. Here's the T-70 flanks about, though. Note, lots of mines, and the single Kednap can then take advantage of them. In fact, he's parked right in front of a mine, and there's unfortunately they're retreating with a tiny sliver of health. Of course, VonIvan isn't aware of that. That's not working out. In fact, could retreat right past the T-70. Oh, and there's a wipe. We still need to clear up the other machine gun, but that could be a machine gun then there for VonIvan to turn against Spears. Two taking heavy anti-tank rifle fire and T-75. Assault consider, yeah, big push here. Machine gun can't deal with it. In fact, as soon as he turns the machine gun to try and deal with it. And there we go. We got counter-attack from Baoliang. Again, he loves that doctrine, it seems. T-70 should move in here. Pack 40 is being pushed back. He should be able to rush. And there we go. He ends up retreating anyways. Big push. We got the anti-tank troops there as well. Of course, buffed by the counter-attack. They are much... Oh, such a charge from the retreating machine gun. Close one there for Baoliang, but didn't quite work out. Either way, the assault's underway. Hit 2 down. Pioneer's trying to cover up, but they simply cannot withstand the seal which Baoliang has inspired his troops to shatter the forces of fascism. MG-34 remaining in position here, a bit risky there for Spears. Particularly since he does seem to have lost one here to VonIvan, who ran with it. Do not call it stealing, comrades. It is liberating. And meanwhile here, Baoliang is going full ball, and he's trying to pressure Hanyang as much as possible, of course, trying to give some a bigger buffer there around the fuel point. Nice play there, I think, of Baoliang. In some ways risky, of course, retreats too late, or Hanyang pulls off some clever maneuver, but otherwise, I think a strong move there. In the east here, Spears is a very tenuous line, but very much still anchored here by the MG-34. A mighty machine gun, anchored by holy purpose. Canadians moving up against the Pumas force on the way here. Engineers got the victory. Point here, March being laid down by Baoliang as well. Very good, very good. Mechanized armor company up for VonIvan, so he's going to go on to get out of medium armor first here. Baoliang is not. Baoliang by flowing a lot of manpower. Could consider fuel cache, maybe some shock troopers. That way, hate things. Basil being a bit of a naughty kidnap at the moment. Being a bit in a bitey mood here, and oh well, never mind. Being in a jump into my fleece jacket mood to sort of hide away inside of it and go to sleep there. So yeah, he's out behind my back. Ow! There we go. Claw finally removed from my back. Seems to be enjoying himself. Purring loudly. Full stream moving about. So if you hear any sort of weird noise, that's the sound of a cat purring, which means it's having a fun time. I still remember that one guy asking, "There's a weird sound. It's the sound of enjoyment, which is alien to me." Well, obviously didn't say that, but again, still a bit like that. Anyways, moving about here. A such out to the full screen DC. VonIvan needs to retreat soon. Cover there, Shatter removing a strong holding point there for Spear's defense. In the east and the west, though, Hanyang is going all in here. Baoliang's lines crumble faster than the Italians in North Africa. Back here, another wave on the way there. The lack of support weapons, I think, is hurting Baoliang here against these types of attacks here. In the east here, fighting going on there. New 14 here with the advancing Germany. We've got a flank here, though, by Spears and Grenade off. So we got counter-attack and tank hunters versus, so far, no German doctrines chosen. Orbital not here for Spears, a very good choice. Could maybe go for spare cuts for the assault rifles. Or, of course, just stick to the MG34. And there you go, Hanyang with the first medium tank out here. The Panzerkampfwagen 4. Very much a classic choice here. When you're not entirely sure what to expect, go for the Panzer IV. If you're up against infantry, go for the Panzer IV because it tends to be in most cases better than the Ostwind. At least in my personal experience. Back here, they'll be finally got the Spawn Company. He's going for double field guns, and he's going for the B4. I probably recommend a Maxim, actually. Instead of double field guns, but certainly it's going to ensure some better versus armor. In the south, VonIvan here fighting for the southern field point here. Mechanized Armor Company is standing still. They're cancelling go for the T-34-76. And to tank rifle against the Panzer IV. Advancing troops here by Spears. Moving forwards through the Russian rabble. Machine gun setting up here. B4 is almost good to go. That could be a very tasty target for the B4, by the way. Very tasty target. Oh, Pimps was wiped out. Ain't no loss there for Baoliang. There we go. Direct hit from the B4 to B4. I was going to the B44, which didn't make any sense, but there you go. Panzer IV down. Obviously can be destroyed. House down as well. So Satchar here for VonIvan. These could be wiped out as well here. Hanyang taking some nasty loss all of a sudden here as Baoliang unleashes the Soviet sledgehammer against him. And he's going to destroy the Panzer IV. He does not want to risk the Russian sun and find themselves with a new tank. He certainly doesn't want to explain that one to Guderian. So there we go. With the destruction of the Panzer IV and the loss of a few other things here, Hanyang is finding his front line vulnerable, exposed. Like an Italian. On any front, really. The Italians really were not good at defensive play. They struggled, for example, just with something as simple as security, and in many cases will get punished for that. Panther on the way there for Spears, pushing for the biggest, meanest, non-doctrinal tank he can. But then reasonable amount of bounds means it's also the King's Eye, but obviously that's going to be too way far off. So Panther is going to put some pressure on the Russians. So now it's going to try and, materialise, I think, their initial advance from the fuel into the best manner there. So Panther can be a bit tricky to deal with if you don't have a lot of, serious firepower early on. Got the T-34 moving in later in the game when your opponent has a lot of anti-tank weapons. The Panther's much easier to deal with, but here sort of in this sort of current stage, again, you're sort of already riding on the fuel. Advantage you got there, Panther can be a serious obstacle for an opponent. Trying to clear out that machine gun, which is constantly confounded for VonIvan here in his attacks on the trench line by the fuel. On North, Baoliang is fighting doggedly and insanely, and we got another B4 out. He's got double B4s out. It's got the one there, veterans one already, 3 kills. Second B4 about to ready. It's going to make it a very uphill assault climb there for Hanyang. He was going to have to keep attacking into double B4s. In fact, should make him consider other paths here. Otherwise, he's going to suffer quite gravely. T-4 about to get knocked out. We got the Panther moving forward here for Spears. Back here, troops enemy enforcing. Got big push here by Baoliang. B4 fired, got a few kills, but nothing serious. Other B4 ready to fire again. And the T-54 got knocked out there by Spears Panther, which in this case is in Dunkelgelb, which was actually by late 1944. Actually supposed to be Dunkelgrün or dark green. Fun fact. That's sort of the base colour. Engineers flanking up here. Might look for to spot ahead here for any artillery or air call-ins, but doesn't actually have the munitions for it. Otherwise, I guess Jaeger armor though for that. Could also go spearhead. Mine went off. B4 there. I think he's spotting the machine. He's going to go for it. We couldn't see the pioneers go down. Oh, Scheiße. There we go. Got the ponies, not the machine gun, but Hanyang's assaults here are proving to be very hazardous. He's now going for another Panther trying to the right on the initial breakthrough he had there. Can he pull it off? The other B4 is ready to fire again. Oh! And another Panther 4 goes down. You had to be careful about turning into someone actually knows how to use the B4. I was actually warned about that by one player. And Baoliang certainly knows to use the B4. I believe he only uses this one, not the direct fire ability, because the direct fire ability is actually less accurate than just being able to lay down a good barrage. So, got it, one of them with the Pack 40. So nice work there by Hanyang, but he's so far lost 2 Panther 4s to the B4s. And only gotten 1 B4 in return. I mean, that's a pretty good exchange for Baoliang. They're still yet to secure the area. In the east, southeast, VonIvan is struggling here with Spears lines now reinforced here by the might of the Panzerkampfwagen 5. In the center, Sturmpanzer advancing on the victory point here. VonIvan could, or Spears, I mean, could try and advance further. VonIvan needs to maybe consider attacking from another angle or bringing up some artillery support himself. That, or he has to hope that Baoliang can lend him some B4 howitzer support. So we'll see what it ends up with. Munitions cache up here for Hanyang. He's clearly going to be setting up for some sort of a call-in. I'm guessing either Spear and the fragmentation bombs are less effective, or Jaeger armor for the Stukas. So that way, basically just shatter them. The south, you've got the Pumas advancing in the near support going against the forces of their cover shattered. Spear's forced to fall back. We got anti-aircraft fire here from the Spear Panzer quarters. B4 fire on the center victory point didn't quite pan out there for Baoliang. We'll see if he doesn't go for another one soon enough. He likes to build those B4s for sure. And there we go, as predicted or guessed. Another B4. German player still without a doctrine. We'll see what Hanyang goes for next. Will he try and just commit to more Panzer 4s? Will he aim for Tigers, or will he aim for something a bit bigger, maybe more likely to survive a B4 hit? Since again, those bastards do a lot of damage if they do hit, which has so far been the issue for those Panzer 4s. They can't survive a direct B4 hit. Baoliang here maintaining a rather disparate line, which is very much relying on the B4s to sort of really back them up. Spear setting up with a Panther. VonIvan moving forwards as well. Seems like he's more or less just feeding units piecemeal here at Spears. Like he's throwing bread at the duck. German talking duck. And somehow hoping that'll stop the duck, but it's not. It never stops the duck. Anyways, Pimsler versus Sturmpioniere. Pimsler should have the advantage. Got the Panther joining with some machine guns, should be able to turn the tide here. More B4 fire here, and the Pack 40 crew gets wiped, though the Pack 40 is still operable. Another unit wiped, 32 on the B4. Which only makes it more lethal as it can fire more often, and of course it fires more accurately, and it's there when the B4 really gets nasty, when the shots are more likely to hit. And for the forwards done good work there for VonIvan. And we got the first German Doctrine Spears with a breakthrough. Would we go for the Sturmtiger maybe? Sturmtiger, Jagdtiger, damn it. Extra fire there for VonIvan to help deal with the Panther. Quick choice there. B4s. Comes on fire there. 5 kills on the second one. And there you go. Hanyang does indeed go for Jaeger armor. He also goes for another Panzer 4. So he's clearly not intimidated by the B4s. Poor Ludwig there. Dies from a heart attack from the B4 miss there. B4 supporting assault here. Shattering a well in the process, an offence, but beyond that, not really much else happening. Issue 5 there running for VonIvan. Baoliang, will he just keep going for B4s? Let's try and take out for maybe some bigger armour. Either way, Baoliang advancing here. We got the Panther moving in once more. We try and stop that with the B4, like before. Ha 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 ha. And I think he might. He's going to hope on the field guns to do the job here. People still flanking up behind here. Oh. Succobliat. Almost got the machine gun crew there. Half the unit gone. Hanyang's lines once more crumbling away as they are not B4 proof. He needs to somehow get rid of those B4s, and I think a bit faster than his current plans envision. Panthers running out there for spears again. Could go for no, and of course he might be saying up for the Jagdtiger at this stage, would be a bit of a curious choice. But then again, we got Tank Hunter Counterattack and Dull B4, so who knows, maybe the Jagdtiger is the exact choice for this situation. Maybe. Issue 5 moving in, but there you go, already here. Spears is moving in the Panther a bit more aggressive, flanking into Issue 5. Pim's Luchini got the field guns moving up here. Double field guns on the move here, Panther falling a bit back. Here in the east we got Spears holding on. Panther being repaired, and we got some nice old air recons out for Hanyang. Pim's comes moving ahead here, big push here into the fuel point trench lines. Straight into the machine gun, which is once more defending here for Spears. Air reconnaissance, and we got the sticker drops. Most likely on the veteran B4. Yup. One before down. More to go because Baoliang is just going to place it as soon as he loses it. He's so far in his option. He's going for a half tech as well. He's probably going to go for it for the anti-aircraft mode just to keep the skies clear of any reconnaissance to make it hard here for Hanyang to get a line on sight. He could go for the Jagdtiger now. Of course, he could just go for Panthers, more of them. So, Panthers moving up. Here we got Hanyang making a sweeping attack here across the western plains to sort the fuel point, and Baoliang's lines aren't necessarily well designed to hold at the moment. Of course, B4s could very well break up the attack with a bit of good luck, but that's not what's happening here. B4 shoots, not sure what it hit. Aircraft went down in a blaze of glory. There you go, B4 number 3, I believe. Number 4 is about to get ready, and there we go. We do get a jolly good old Jagdtiger out here for Spears. And Basil is increasingly crawling further and further into my out left sleeve to sleep. Making me look like I've been using my, well, he's been working out on my left arm rather vigorously. After they're ready to shoot down any German aircraft. Jagdtiger moving out there for Spears. Awaiting something, but it's clearly not expecting the Jagdtiger. In the west, Hanyang continues up another wave assault here against Baoliang. Baoliang's B4 is going to have to do some heavy work. Let's break it up. So they're both on cooldown, so they will be a bit on a wait there. Panzer IV moving in. Oh dear. Basil's head's now poking out for the end of the sleeve. Panzer IV taking hits there from the field gun. T-3476 on the way for VonIvan and the Lit Army. Issue 5 rolling up. Is he with the Jagdtiger? Well, he is now. It's either that or VonIvan is not paying attention to what's happening in the game. In the center here, VonIvan for the victory point there. In the west, Hanyang's another assault that goes through. After they're holding up, dealing with some of the German advancing infantry. B-Force there ready to try and obliterate Hanyang's forces, if you can sort of line up a proper targeting solution. Or you could just, of course, try and deal here with Spears, with him out of the side is actually the bigger threat. Which would, I think, be an entirely bad deduction. Shot fired, sounded not quite hit anything. Fox versus conscripts, and we got an anti-tank bombing run here for VonIvan. Oh, B4 and bombing strike, and then B4. I think that was a bit excessive. Maybe like a combination. There you go. T4 flanking of the Panther. Jagdtiger shoots, misses. I can't have opening up. Some intense fighting here for the eastern victory point and fuel point. Mine goes off in the Panther there, but for now, Lax and Schultz immediately destroyed. In the west here, Baoliang advances slowly. B-Force there are hammering away, trying to silence anything remotely fascist. And Spears could see a Panther go down here. Soon enough. Soon enough. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. B4 gets the Panther, gaining veterancy 1. Yaktiga though gets away largely unscathed here. Back here, troops enemy enforcing. Back here, troops enemy enforcing. Hanyang has taken up. Sturmpanzer Panther. We'll have to see what he ends up with. I think a Panther would be maybe useful in trying to get close to destroy these, because the Stuka option is not necessarily long term. No, he's going for the Sturmpanzer 4, which can also work. Plus, it has 4 in the name. Maybe 4 can cancel the other 4. Eric comes out for Baoliang. He doesn't have to worry about his aircraft getting shot down. Much. After they're murdering away. Orbison advancing there. Betchen T4, 34 kills. Orbison on the way there for Spears. Eric comes out for Hanyang. He's going to look out for more B4s. Aircraft that could take it down before it gets a chance to get close enough. Will it happen? Or will he just get the sufficient time he needs to call in the Stuka? Not the first version, but the proper Stuka. Sturzkampfbomber was actually an abbreviation of. Oh, got enough time there. Got enough time. Goes for the one on the road. There you see third before their silence. T-54 though gets the Panzer IV. Another blow there to Hanyang, who might be proud with other matters. Got the Sturmpanzer out though. Got the Sturmpanzer out. What will Princess aim for next? Another Panther? Panzer IVs? Artillery fire here. Double field is just bombarding Hanyang's grenadiers and machine gun crews. Left out in the open. And the half-take joins in as well here. A stubborn defense by the Red Army. For now, it's T-54 destroying cash as well here for Hanyang. Making it hard for him to call in the Stuka bomb drops as much as he wants to. The German lines are ragged, but they're somehow holding for now. Yaktig on the move again. B4 shoots. Almost obliterates the Sturmpanzers. Mostly just blows apart their eardrums, but they're still alive. For now, anyways. Counterattack up here with Packs and Grenadiers and Pioneers. A desperate Hanyang launches all in to repulse the Russians. Forwards, men, but what about the artillery? Just keep moving, so less likely to hit. Got the farming in half to just hanging back. They're closing red T2. Close to getting rid of that T-34, but a Panther would have been much better dealing with it. Yak Tiger forced away here by infantry. For now, and so close but stopped here by suppressive fire. And I'm guessing that was the Scrap Punch Force doing the job then. Or, oh, the machine gun over here could also have done it. Briefly, one of it using the suppressive fire and the Oberson. And we got a Yak Punch with the Spears. No Panthers, just Panzer Jaegers. Baoliang, I still think could benefit maybe taking up. But of course, he's committing most of his resources to B-Force. Pim's being pushed back here with the Volksguns and the Obersoldaten. And we got another great, glorious from Mother Russia here from Baoliang. Ooh, shatter the fascists! The gunners are melting away. More casualties being inflicted by the B-Force. Not entirely sure what got murdered this time around. There looks like a pretty heavy loss there for Spears. Who's holding on though, but just barely. Victory points whilst the Germans are bleeding out in the face of the great Russian assault. And there you go, Yak Pants out. The Orbs on eventually 51 kills, 52 kills. My God. If they ever get captured, they're just going to be shot as war criminals. Well, they're going to get there anyways, considering how the Russians treated most Germans. But anyways, Orbs on there. 57 kills. They're just I mean, this is less company here, it's just more hot shots. All of a sudden, just murdering away there. My God, Dieter, I've never had this much fun. And I used to be an accountant. Accountancy isn't fun. It isn't. Nein. My God. I should just recruit all accountants in. Anyways, Panzer. That Sturmtiger almost avoids being annihilated there by the B4. For now, anyways. Comes there versus the Obersoldaten. The mighty Obersoldaten. H5 rolling out. Pack 4 landing a nice hit there. H5 trying to take out that Sturmpanzer. Another hit there down to half health. Sturmpanzer shoots. Massive push here by VonIvan. Another attempt to grab the victory point here. Centre 1 being snugged up here by Spears with his full quantities. Jagdpanzerman trying to get H2 very like to pull it off here. Baoliang just lacks the armor pressure. Again, he's relying very much on the B4s just murdering things. That way freeing up fact change. Holy smokes, is he going for triple B4s? Gott im Himmel! So kabliat by Stalin's mustache. Whatever expletive you can figure out. Oh God. Triple B4s. That should be illegal. "65 kills in those Obersoldaten. I really don't get why my Oberkommanders players aren't going for Obersoldaten. They're great. Oh God. Oh no. There we go. Basil just jumped out of my sleeve. Troops enemy enforcing should fire halfway down there for VonIvan to replace the one they lost. Hanyang slow moving up, going for Panzerwerfers. Another for Mother Russia there for Baoliang. And in the east, VonIvan's making good progress on the fuel point there. Prince is there, hanging a bit back here for now. Oh dear. Bit of a bad idea to blow up your Puma troops like that in front of the Sturmpanzer. Fear. Panzerwerfer out for Hanyang. Continue up himself for the Muthy former segment out here. Princesses Spears remaining full squad there. Close one, but not quite there. Obersoldaten then are being halted here violently. They cannot walk through this wall of fire. They can certainly try, I guess. And there you go. With the sheer veterans they got, they can actually slowly kill the machine gun crew, even while suppressed. Of course, it is very slow. And there you go. Jagdtiger John's in the fun here with some supporting fire. Very nice work there. B4 shoots and violently misses. Counter fire here on Baoliang's lines. The Germans are slowly but surely obliterating the Russians. He's trying to, and of course, Russians trying to do the same. The eastern front has more or less been utterly obliterated, like there's ruins left, burned out skeletons reminding of what once used to be here. Now it's just gone. Like the Italian army's credibility after World War II. B4 turning about there again. Triple B4s though, my God! It does that? Well, that's just sheer madness. Pimsman against the Grenadiers here. I mean, that is certifiably criminally insane. You should be just sent straight off to Arkham Asylum for the criminally insane. And this is, you know, Batman levels of villainy. And he's got the B4 there firing again. Looking to obliterate more German troops. After joining in here, veteran 2-4 kills. Germans might want to consider some different tactics to deal with this, because right now, while they are making occasional progress, the problem is he just gets obliterated by the B4s. They need to silence them permanently. They need to launch some sort of assault here, so maybe going up for and then attacking them and clearing them out with, you know, a sweeping armored push. Maybe backed up by a single Stuka strike. More B4 fire. We got 69 kills on them. 69. I'm sure the 5-year-olds that are watching this, which they probably shouldn't be, are laughing. Charging in the Panzer here, might have been a misclick or that, or Hanyang's just gone mad from the B4. He's just traumatized. He's shell-shocked. Drops called in. He lost the Panzer, so he may be about trying up to free up space for something else, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. The best case is some sort of misordering, which can happen, by the way. Like, you order units to go somewhere, then for some reason it gets an order to go different place entirely on the map. That's happened way too much for me, actually. Oh, God! Just took out both the pack crews. He's getting desperate. He's getting desperate. He wants to silence the B4s. They're driving him insane. Mad, I tell you. And the pack crews just paid the price for it. Wiped from the face of this earth. Got the actor together dealing with the machine gun crew. Using supporting fire. Victory points whilst the Hanyang reclaiming here for the Russian. There's enough of them. And there we go. Choose running up here. But we got the T-zone blocking. If he had some armor to back up, he could take it out. A Panther maybe. But he doesn't. He went for Panzerwerfers and Sturmpanzers. So he lacks any way of sort of silencing them more aggressively. He's also starting to get short on a lot of things. Spears is holding on better, but mostly because he's not the one who's been moving straight on into the B4s. There you go. Satchel charged on the Yak Panzer when he gets the T-34. Down to 2, but still 12 and 4 and Veteran 1. I mean, there's just so many B4s. And again, we got up to 3 again. Hanyang repairing healing. He needs tanks. He needs something that can move fast enough so he can catch them from an angle where they can't easily deal with it. Because, I mean, the initial issue was just attack head on with the guns were already silent, just allow him to just get blown up easily. 74 kills on the Orbital Darden. 74! And then almost taken out by a single B4 hit. Absolutely maddening. $15, 8, and 0. Yak Pan's being pursued here by the T-34. Yak Tiger too slow to, I think, to assist here. But still might have a chance. Steel Pan's running up here. Orbison so not to be careful. It'd be a shame here for Speeds were to lose them. Yak Tiger shoots, misses, hits the empty railway cars instead. MU-4 following up the assault from the front here, eventually 5 ace, and there we go. Got it, but the MU-4 almost got taken out here by the B4. A maddening defense here, but Space was actually flooding a ton of manpower. Could maybe just consider some infantry. More orbs would be nice. Artillery maybe, of the light that can maybe just draw the flow of the B4s. Finding up north here, Hanyang's forces are ragged, and I think he might be setting up for the elephant here, I guess. And so far, it seems like Space is just primarily using the Yak Tiger as an assault gun. Technically, it was designed as an assault gun. Again, he just got, hijacked by Grenadier to be a tank destroyer. So I guess it's fitting how he uses it. It's just not what most people would expect it to be used at, but he is, and he's doing it reasonably well. I mean, super well, but, reasonably well. But yeah, they need to somehow silence these B4s for long enough. And Hanyang needs to keep his troops for long enough. He's going for the Panther, though. Finally, Panzerkampfwagen 5. And he needs to somehow find a path that allows him to get close to the B4s without getting shot to bits. 78 kills on those Orbital Darden. Machine gun there just hosing them down. And we got Aerocons out here from Baoliang again. Got support here from Hanyang for spears. And the Orbital are reinforcing almost immediately there. Almost wiped out with the B4 contra. They're being blasted by the Yak Tiger. 12 kills, veterans he won. Panther on the move there for spears. Storm Panzer moving out in the west. We got 5 for the victory point there. Baoliang is defending, but technically the line for the B4 is actually quite open, so theoretically the Germans were to make a push through here. They could possibly silence all 3 B4s, which would make things a hell of a lot easier for Hanyang. And there we go, Conscript wiped out. For now, it's probably taking the heavy beating. Baoliang's looking stronger, but again, a lot of those resources are committed to these 3 massive artillery pieces. Only he might be extending out, trying to cover up for VonIvan's mistakes again. Hanyang's move to support Spears that finally is seemingly paying off now. It's paying off pretty fast, and again, he's only decided to do it now. And again, Baoliang's forces are not quite now situated in good support. Of course, there could still happen things here if they make a mistake, but you know, seems to be making some sort of progress. But Hanyang's forces are still tattered. He's barely got any infantry left. He's relying mostly on the armor. And the Sturmpanther, there they go. Panther wing hit, Panther wing in from Spears as well. They're going to go for it. P4 shoots. Panther survives. It survives. It's alive. We're alive, Ludwig. Yeah, we're alive. Enough for longer. Airstrike called in. Bit of a road jam there. And they dodge it. Holy smokes. Big push here. There you go, going for one of the B4s. Incendiary grenade off. Wipes the crew at least. It's not gone, but you know. Push to the west side here as well. Baoliang's iron grip is slowly slipping. Just a tad. Just a tad. Jagdtiger hanging back here. Again, the mighty assault gun for Spears. Continue to deliver high explosive shells at a rapid and aggressive pace. Hanyang's Panthers are going to need some repairs. Fire there on the advancing troops in the centre victory point. They're bleeding out. The rations of the horse themselves bled out. Almost got the Kidnap here with the Sturmpanzer. B4 fire there. Misses the Grenadiers. A Kidnapper destroyed by the Sturmpanzer. Closing in eventually 3 here. An absolutely insane match. Got the Panthers heading out there. B4 has not been recruited. Panthers still in repairs. Aircraft crashed down into the base, almost taking out more of Hanyang's troops. Even if he can avoid the B4s, the aircraft have it in for him as well. My God, Hanyang's just had so much wiped. If not by possibly the aircraft. Ain't some seriously rubbish luck. Triple orbital are now here for Spears. 80 kills. 80 kills. They've almost taken out a bloody company on their own. That's straight up Terminator. Sturmpanzer shoots. Super close to Veteran 3, fighting around the eastern trenches. MD-34 there, 19 kills. Holding up, the Russians forces moving in as well. And there you go, pushing up. Got another B4 there with the artillery. Other one there being crewed up now. Need to get the Panther out of line of fire. Sturmpanzer Jagdtiger moving up. This is it. This is possibly it anyways. Other B4 now trying to turn about. This is happening too fast here. B4 down. Only one B4 to go. One B4 to go. Except he's built another one. He's already built another one. But it's not going to be enough here. We got Spears flanking in from the north. Jagdtiger dodges it. The Jagdtiger dodged it. And there he goes, supporting fire against the B4. Starting to charge from the Panther there. Spears doesn't care. Final B4's about to go down. So many B4s though. That's got to be a record. Not a good record, but it's a record. Panther moving up, engaging the H-85. More South charges off here. Katyusha down. $50 points left. Jagdtiger with 20 kills. That is probably one of the best Jagdtigers I've seen in some time. truth be told. 50 kills in the Sturmpanzer. Field gun crew there, well, field gun Baghdad. Can occasionally happen. Not much you can do about it. Just try and stay out of this line of fire so can't so fire. Panther down here, so the issue fire moves ahead. 81, 82, 83, 84, 86. VonIvan's forces are mostly gone, so Baoliang's, they are more or less evaporated. Machine gun bunker being dug here hastily by Hanyang. And there you go, GG, game over. An absolutely insane explosive match right here on Rails and Metals. Heavy casualties on all sides. With a total of, I don't know, somewhere in the range of 800 to 900 kills. Crazy stuff right here in Rails and Metals. So many B4s, Jagdtigers, Panthers, Sturmpanzers, explosions, aircraft crashing down all the place, Obersoldaten with heavy kill tallies as well. I mean, just absolutely explosive match here. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. And if you like what we do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. And links are in the video description. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye.